Howdy folks, this is Checkers and this is Star Citizen. And we've just entered the game, waking up in our hab, basically our apartment. And I've already taken the liberty of picking us up some missions, but we'll talk about that in a minute. They go quickly, so I wanted to be sure we had a few to play with. I've been feeling a little bit under the weather for a while, so where do I go when I need to relax and hide? Star Citizen. It's, at least the way I play, very calm and relaxing. I find the music very peaceful and the game rather enjoyable, so I thought I would share. So let's take a look around the hab quick. We've got our restroom in here. We've got a sink. Oops. Well, we've got the toilet here. And the shower there. And a sink here. Ah, this closes the shower. And then that should close our sink. There we go. And that closes the door. So what I'm doing, there's a key that sort of an interaction button. It's making the cursor float around the screen. I have it mapped to one of the buttons on my mouse. So it's fairly easy to use, and many things in Star Citizen are just sort of used the way you would. So here's our door to the outside world. Just click on that and we are free and clear to navigate. So we can head out of our apartment here. We can take a look out the window at the city of Arccorp, or one of the cities, one of the areas on the world. And let's go ahead and call our elevator here. And there we go. We've got ads in the elevators for various things in the world. And we will select the ground floor. So Star Citizen is currently in, well, either pre-alpha or alpha state, depending on who you ask. It is a crowd-funded game. I think by far the most successfully crowd-funded game. And this is it. The cacophony of the city. So we do need to eat and drink. To do that, we need to remove our helmet. So we can take our helmet off here. Helmet is off. And we can come and get ourselves a burrito. And have a bit of nom. And then we can have a bit of water. And drink some of that. And maybe one more for good measure. Okay, trash cans don't quite work yet, but you know, we can wing it. We can place it. There we go. Okay. And before we forget, because not having your helmet on in an area without oxygen is pert near instantly fatal, we'll put our helmet back on. Just take a quick look around here at the stores outside the Hab Center. We've got Cubby Blast, where you can buy or examine weapons, so we could... I'm pretty sure there's an inspect. There we go. So we can inspect. And if we move it around, we can take a look at it. And then put it back. And we've got like handguns over here and different types of armor that you can buy here. I'm going to close off the chat. And that, I believe, is a mining tool. I haven't done mining myself yet. some lighter armors, and some more ground combat sorts of things. Alright, and you buy all of that either at the location there, or you can use, say, one of these terminals. And if you want to look at weapons or armor, and you can see the stats. And here this helmet has, over on the right hand side, a temperature rating of minus 70 to plus 100 Celsius, and that's going to matter in a little bit. So we will leave the terminal there. Over here, just a quick stop into the Kasaba outlet, where you can try on and buy the latest fashions. So in Star Citizen, you have your armor
everyday clothing at everyday prices.
Here, so we can take a look at our armor and see what we have on, but we also have an undersuit, which is what all of the armor attaches to. If you take the undersuit off, your armor disappears and your clothing appears. That cute little frilly hat there doesn't really work here. I'm not sure why it's on that, but if we pop out of the Moby Glass, that's what our AR interface there is called, and look at ourselves, we're just wearing our clothes. Not entirely sure how to swing the camera around to look at ourselves. The jacket I have on there is from an in-game event that just happened. Anyway, we press open our Moby Glass once more, come back to the equipment manager, come to our undersuit, and equip it, and the save, the changes, and you can kind of see on my arm behind the glass that the armor will change. Close the Moby Glass one more time, and we are back in armor. Although, looks like I have the wrong helmet on. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, so we want this helmet. I mean, we may as well match. Who says armor can't be fashionable? Okay. There we go. And security ever present a problem, apparently, in the future. Let's roll on out. So, we are going to make our way to the spaceport and do some deliveries with one of my ships. I may not have the grandest of fleet, but I do have ships good enough to deliver packages. So this is the Arccorp Plaza. Over there, the building that says TDD is where you would say if you bought minerals or mined minerals, you could go trade them there, sell them, or buy them to sell somewhere else. Off to the left there leads to the convention center, where recently the Invictus launch week was held. That's sort of a UEE, United Earth Empire, I think, Navy send-off for new recruits. I have some video I shot of that. I haven't made it into anything that we could watch yet, but I do have some. Let's try and run for the train. Oh, we made it. The trains run on their little schedule, and we made it in. Good. So what I like to do about this point is open up my Moby Glass again and take a look over here at the contracts manager and see if there's anything we want to pick up. I have 3 deliveries already, but if we have one in the same area, sure, that's close enough. That'll give us 4. And I think we'll stick with 4 this time. So we ride the tram through the city on our way to the spaceport. And remember, this is alpha, pre-alpha state. The game is actively adding features. It is actively being worked on. Things don't always work the way they're supposed to. It will crash. It is an excellent game if you want to learn to be zen about losses, because you can easily see the server crash and lose whatever you were carrying. But, you know, it's alpha state. You weren't going to keep it anyway, so it's a good thing to remember, I think. There are advertisements for ships. This is a Drake Vulture, I believe. It will be a salvaging ship. All right. Here we are in the spaceport. And it's my considered opinion that when the server is a little bit heavily loaded, you see all the people standing on their chairs. Over here, if you have a crime or a fine, or you're not sure if you do or not, you can log in and check. And no fines. Good to go. And we pass through security. Some more machines to pay our fines if we have any. And it does happen. Every so often the police want to scan you and you're already leaving when they decide to tell you, and they're like, I guess we'll just fine them. So this terminal calls up our ships. Let's take... Oh, this one is destroyed. Well, let's file a claim to see if we can get that one back. Sometimes, like I said, things crash and then, well, so does your ship. So I don't know why I have this freelancer. I think someone said that it was sort of free for now because of something, but I'm not sure what. So we are going to retrieve that one. Hey, free ship, right? At least for now. And it's actually not a bad ship. And it will tell us what hangar we are going to go to in a moment. Or it may not, and we have to look again. Hangar 3. Okay, sometimes it'll say, we can't give you that information, but if you check the terminal again, it'll tell you. So we come over here where everyone is enjoying standing on their seats and come to the elevator and call and hop on in, and hangar 3. It's amazing how many times I forget from that computer terminal to that button what hangar I'm supposed to go through. And there we go. Here we are in our hangar. And there is our borrowed MISC freelancer. Missiles under the wings. Guns along the side. And there is one door in. Some more guns. Engine intakes. Some more missiles. And our engines. And of course, our cargo door. So let's come on inside. Close the door on up. Here's our first cargo area. We've also got a little cargo area here along with like a docking ring. This is sort of crew quarters, and we have the facilities here, I believe. Let's not push our luck too much here. And on this side, we have food preparation. And we've got beds that I believe double as escape pods. Here we have our 4-seat command compartment. And we enter the pilot's seat. Settle down, and if we go to our use thing, we can come over here and set ourselves to flight ready. And there we go. And then we can come over to this terminal, sort of HUD terminal, click on the menu, to comms, Area 18 landing services, and call for permission to leave.
You are clear to launch.
Well, thank you. And if we look straight up, we can kind of see the hangar doors sliding back. This is actually a tight fit for this ship, in my opinion, but maybe it's just my lack of in-game depth perception. So, From this point on, we just give ourselves a little up thrust. And I'm going to switch us to an external view so we can be careful as we leave. There we go. We're going to press N to put up our landing gear.
Thank you.
Go back into the cabin, turn on cruise control, and head for space. And in our case, we need to reach an altitude of, I think, 7,000 meters to escape atmosphere. From that point, we can turn that off again for some reason. Yeah, from 7,000 meters, we should be able to at least begin to chart our course to Area 56 on Walla. And, yeah, it's a very immersive sim. And that's really what it is. It's a space sim. I feel like we are getting far enough along into gaming that calling everything a game is no longer a valid point of view. Games imply sort of a goal or an ending, a way to beat it, a way to win, and this is more about having the experience, feeling like Han Solo, or feeling like Malcolm Reynolds with your own ship. Alright, so we have exited atmosphere. Let's take a look at our navigational map. We'll go ahead and zoom out here with the scrolling back the mouse wheel. And see if we're lucky enough to make a straight shot to Walla. The planets do move and rotate. Well, actually, I don't know if they move, but I do know they rotate. Let's try and set a route. Good. So we have right here on the upper left, we have an outer marker. I believe that stands for OM6, and then Walla. So if we close this up, we look for a little blue arrow and navigate over towards that. And you see a little box drifting off to the right of the center of the HUD. That's telling us sort of our true direction. So it's aligned back. We can press B to spool up our hyperdrive. And once it's calibrated and ready, we hold B down.
Quantum travel complete.
And we go. Okay, so now we are looking for our next marker. Right there. So we can see the planet beneath us. And there's our sort of true heading coming back into line. We'll spool up the quantum drive. I love this music. It's so relaxing. And engage. And we go. That's our external view. This is a pretty short quantum jump, so I'm going to leave it alone. There's a longer one between this place and our destination that I will probably cut out. Okay.
Quantum travel complete.
So here we are. A brave new world. We line up on our destination, spool up our quantum drive once more, and go.
Quantum travel engaged.
Occasionally the navigation can get a little finicky. So at this time it keyed off the fact that we have a package to pick up here. Occasionally you will actually have to go into the navigational map and select the place you want to go. So we're going to rise up to just above 0. So 0 would be we were parallel with the ground, I believe. So we're on a very shallow descent. We're going to speed up a little bit because our ship has mass, and it's very easy to get a little carried away, so we don't want to speed up too much. I believe the red indicates that we're essentially running on afterburner, and that is an external view of our ship. So when we get to, close to 10 kilometers, I'm going to bring it down a bit. Come down to maybe 200. I'm sure everybody has their own way to do this. And you could go faster, but, you know, occasionally there might be a little bit of lag or a little spike of lag, and I've driven into the ground that way, so I just like to be a little extra cautious. And if we look down, we can see sort of the marker of the settlement there, flashing in red on that gray plateau. We are 4 kilometers out, and we'll bring it back in. Just come in nice and gentle. Think of it as sort of another truck simulator. This one's just running through space. Okay. I mean, there is combat, don't get me wrong. I just, my health doesn't really extend itself to that very well. Okay, so let's slow on down here. We're going to drop below 30, and I will switch to an external view. We will drop our landing gear. And I need to see which building it is again. That one right there. Okay. So maybe the best thing for us to do is not really hit the pad, but come next to the structure. So we'll just sort of gently set down. And here's where I have a lot of depth perception issues with this. And I'm not really sure how to make that better as a pilot or as a gamer. Okay, there we go. Settled nicely in. Press K to open the back door, Y to get out of our seat, and F4 to go back into our first-person view. Pass through our beautiful ship. And out onto the brave new world. Gravity's a little bit less here, so we can bounce to our heart's content. And come on in here. And cycle the airlock. The very first time I played Star Citizen, I did not have my helmet on when I cycled the airlock, and I found that out right quickly as I died. Okay, so we will pick up our package here from this Kovalex machine. Grab that. And this terminal over here will actually let you buy resources. But for right now, let's just do our delivery here. So cycle the airlock again. And remember where I parked. I love the bouncing. It's just all the little things I really love. And I really, really do. Okay, so let's place this on the floor. And we will go into our contracts manager here and take a quick look, make sure there's nothing here at this particular site. 56. Actually, I can't remember. Are we in 56 right now? I think we might be. Oopsie, overshot. I can't tell. We are. Okay, so let's go back to the contracts manager and we'll pick up an extra job. Was it this one? Yeah, it's going to the same place. So now we have 45, 61, 48, and 56. So we've got one package at the other destinations and one more here. You can do mining in the game. I think I mentioned earlier when we were looking at the tool, but I've never done it. I keep wanting to. Okay, thonk. Cycle our airlock. We can take a quick look at this just to see what's here. So we need to select a location to buy. That's our ship. So we select our MISC Freelancer, and I don't know, it doesn't look like there's anything here at the moment. But if there were, it would show up there. All right, so we come here, pick up our next package. And cycle our airlock once more. Okay. You wouldn't think this would be very taxing on me. It shouldn't be. It is a little bit today. So you might hear that. Okay. Place our box down. Close our door up. And wander through this. Oh, by the way, this is a turret. Well, let's, so if there was someone else with me, they could hop in the turret and defend the ship, or not. Okay, so we will get back in our pilot seat. I left the engine running, so we can just
Launch sequence complete.
mosey right on up.
Decollision.
Press cruise, and get ourselves up to our top non-afterburner speed. We want to reach about 3,000 meters. We're on a different world, so we have a different atmosphere ceiling, and I believe that is the one for here. We'll pull up our landing gear.
Landing gear up.
And then I'm not trying to go super fast. We're just sort of relaxing, and I'm kind of bringing you guys along for the ride. So we're going to drop out of cruise so we can not go back into atmosphere as we calculate our new... Oh, I haven't selected a new destination yet. We have to do that. One of those reasons for cutting the engines. All right, so we want to actually come here to our accepted missions and Arccorp 45. Let's hit that. So we track that, close this, and then we line up, spool up our quantum drive, and don't worry, we shouldn't fly right into the planet. There we go.
Quantum travel engaged.
And off like a herd of freelancer.
Quantum travel complete.
Okay, so I will speed this up for you guys. Okay, so let's come down under Afterburner. And a bit more, come down to about 100. Put our landing gear down, cruise control off,
Landing gear down.
slow it down even further. Let's get a good look at the building. Okay, this time I think we're going to go for the pads. So let's switch into an external view. And I would love to be flying on a joystick. I actually have one, but my desk isn't quite big enough for it. It's only about 2.5 feet wide, I think. So this is all mouse and keyboard. So forgive my jerky little movements. But let's set her down real gentle, if we can. There we go. K to open the back door, Y to get out of our seat, and F4 to return to first-person view. Sometimes I think this game would make for some really, really good bedtime videos. Between the very relaxing music and the thrum of the engines. Okay. So, cycle the door. Gotta get used to that new gravity. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let's take a look and see what they have here at their terminal before we do something. So let's select our MISC freelancer here. Diamonds. They have diamonds. So you know what? Let's buy some diamonds. Let's buy... Oh... 10,000 credits in diamonds. So if we crash, I'll only lose 10,000, so no big deal. But there we go. And those should be delivered to our ship. Okay, now we can pick up our package. And there we go. So I just wanted to grab the diamonds to show you how the cargo works. So we would buy it here and we'll see how it looks inside the ship and then what, if anything, we can do with it later if we don't crash anywhere between here and there. Love the bouncing. Okay. And got to be a little careful where we put our boxes now. Okay, so we will place this here. And here you can see our cargo of diamonds. I don't know, do they go this far? Nope, they don't. So very often this stuff will stack all the way to the ceiling. Let's take a look at our contracts manager and make sure that we don't have anything else here. This was 45, so we have 61 and 48 left. We'll take a quick look in here. Okay, it won't be any of those. 45, so there's one more here. We'll take one more. So that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 deliveries. And I'm pretty sure it's this building, but I'm not positive. You'd be amazed at what my memory used to be like. Anyway. And that's not age either. Heavy sigh. Okay, in we go. Hey, guess what? I got the right building. I could have just selected the mission and told it to track, and it would have pointed it out for me. But I'm not going to let my memory get off that easy. Or it's just gonna get worse. Okay, so there's 4 of our 6 mission boxes. Come into our contracts manager. And let's see, who's next? Sure, 61. And track. Let's just make sure. So that's all we have is 61 and 48 left. Come over here and close the door. Come around our cargo through this door. Back into crew quarters and the cabin. Enter the pilot's seat. And I closed the door, right? I did. Okay.
Launch sequence complete.
Cruise control. Up attitude. And whoops. Okay. Landing gear up.
Landing gear up.
And then we need to break 3,000 once more. And just one thing you may not have noticed, but if we move around, you can see there's actually thrusters on the ship, like just above the back door there, that are moving to actually move the ship around. Okay, back inside, and we cut our engines and turn back towards Walla. Spool up our quantum drive. And we go.
Quantum travel engaged.
The world speeding beneath us.
Quantum travel complete.
And once again, I may speed this up. It's going to depend on if it sounds horrible with the music running or not. If it does, then I'll at least have sped it up this way for you. So I'll be going a bit faster than I would normally go. Okay, I think we're about 5 kilometers out. Slowing it down, we'll take an external look. We can see the settlement there. Slowing it back down. Switching from cruise to manual. Cruise just keeps the forward thrust. Okay, let's slow her down. Landing gear down. And I think I understand which building it is. No, I actually don't. Okay, now I do. Okay, so external view. And I find I enjoy the skill it takes to land without destroying yourself. And I really want to get to be as graceful about it as I can. There was a little bit of lag there, so I slowed down at the last second. All right, let's touch down gently. K to open the door, Y to exit the seat, and F4 to return to first-person view. Okay. Pass our cargo. And bounce our way over to this structure. Cycle the airlock. And I guess we could even take a look here and see what these folks have. Select our freelancer again. So they have a statine, which is a gas, tungsten, iodine, and waste. Okay, so we will pick up our package. And open and cycle. Then we've got one more pickup to go before we can go for the long journey. Okay, and we will place. Now normally I would look for more jobs, but we don't want this to take 2 hours, so let's come over here. It's probably going to come pretty close to that anyway. And we will track our mission to Arccorp 48 and close this. Arccorp mining area 48, I should say. And go back to the cabin. Have a seat. And lift off.
Complete.
Okay. Cruise is on and attitude up. Landing gear up. We were below sea level.
Landing gear up.
See if we can see those thrusters firing. Sometimes you can actually see them fire. There's our turret also. And we could go at a steeper angle, but again, we're just kind of cruising here. Just a nice, relaxing flight. Okay, we've broken 3,000. Let's cut the engines. And turn back for 48. Line up. Spool up. And engage.
Quantum travel engaged.
Take a look about the cabin.
Quantum travel.
Okay, up angle to just below 0. We'll speed this up. And we're under 5 kilometers again. Take an external look. And let's bring it back down under afterburners. Under 100. Switching from cruise to manual. Landing gear down.
Landing gear down.
Slow our approach. Switch to an external view. Actually, I need to see that structure again. Oh, we can hit the pad, I think. Okay, nice and gentle. A little bit of correction there. And just touch. Okay, K for the door, Y to exit the chair, and F4 to return to first-person view. And our final pickup here on Walla. And we can bounce right along. Cycle the airlock. And let's take a look and see what they have here, just for fun. Diamonds and tungsten and waste. Oh, you know what? Let's buy some tungsten. Let's see what happens if we put another 10,000 credits in our hold. There we go. Sure, let's do that. If we can. Maybe I have too much stuff already. Okay. Or maybe even worse, I've blocked off our boxes. That would be terrible. Alright, let's see what happens. And we will grab our Kovalex box and cycle the airlock. And bounce back to our ship. There we go. A bit more cargo. And our last box. Now, yeah, we can still reach that. Good. Okay, close the door. Now, it felt to me when we picked up the diamonds like the ship changed mass. See if I notice it again. Come on, chair. Oh, don't be antisocial. There we go. Okay, so.
Launch sequence complete.
And cruise engaged. Thrust up. I don't know. Hard to say for sure. Okay. Landing gear up. And it seems better to select your destination after you exit atmosphere. If you do it before you exit atmosphere, sometimes it doesn't take quite as cleanly. So we will crack 3,000. We don't have to cool the engines this time because we are just going. So here's where we started at Arccorp. We went to Walla. And here's our destination. A planet called Microtech. The city of New Babbage. Alright, looks like it will take the route. We close this up. Align. And spool up our quantum drive for a 59,326,083.82 kilometer run.
Engaged.
Boom, we go. Okay, and this is us. Going fast. We entered the jurisdiction of the UEE, the Empire. Those are the folks who will stop you to scan you. I'm probably going to cut out a large section of this and splice it together so you don't have to wait through it all. But before we do that, let's take a look in here at the Vehicle Loadout Manager. So here we can select our ship. We can't do these because I don't know why we can't do this one. Honestly, I'm not sure why we can do this one. We're not in the starport. But anyway, we can take a look at our freelancer here, and we can see the various slots for missiles. We can see the propulsion. We can see the quantum drive. And here we have other systems, the coolers, the power plants, and shield generators, the weaponry, missile racks, and the tarantula guns, I believe, on the side turrets, and paint, should we wish to paint or have the ability to anyway. I don't know if we can see more with our C8X. Let's take a look. If we looked at propulsion, I don't really have a whole lot, but here we can see we could actually change something here. Well, if it was available, we have things that are already in use. But here you can see the size and grade of this cooler. I tried fooling around with the quantum drive the other day on the C8X, and it didn't go quite as well as I would have liked. But you can swap around your components, which the fellow who is behind a Star Citizen, his name is Chris Roberts, and he did some games called Wing Commander, and one that was in the series, or at least in the universe, called Privateer, which I loved, where you could buy different ships and swap out different components. And Star Citizen, to me, feels like it's carrying on that legacy. Various people have various feelings about Star Citizen. To me, it seems like a worthwhile dream. It seems like the old days of PC gaming that I remember, where people were trying their best to push the envelope to do something new and different, because we can, in the middle of our quantum drive, in which we are actually traveling through this, well, I guess it's a solar system, we can hop out of our chair at the moment. And occasionally the chair grabs you back. I'm not entirely sure why, but it does. So we can see if it'll let us go this time. But we can, in the middle of this quantum drive, feel free to move about the cabin. Take a look at our cargo, our shipments. The goal in the future is one day to be able to move about the ship, and if you were in battle or had been damaged, you could fix things on the fly in a very Star Wars-esque kind of way, or many other sci-fi properties we've seen. But it is a gigantic undertaking, and I'm impressed and patient. I see a lot of people who aren't patient with it. It is an alpha game, an alpha state. Like I say, nothing that you earn, all the money that we make today, we'll lose. We are going to lose it. If not during a crash, then when the game moves from alpha to beta. So right now, the joy in the game is playing it, and personally, I find a lot of joy in that. Alrighty, let's cut here and we will jump ahead, or at least you will. I'll see you on the other side. Alrighty, we've got, well, just about 3 million kilometers to go. I've come back now because we're about to hear a warning that we're getting close. I think maybe around 2. Huh. I actually don't know what it is, but every so often you hear this sound. This one. And I can only guess that it's sort of to warn you that you're getting near your destination and maybe that you're braking. Because if we kept going, we'd probably just go straight through the planet. And I've done it a couple of times. It's not fun. The planet wins every time. It's so unfair. Okay. So we could try to just align to our destination, but I find it's a little more reliable to zoom into Microtech here. You need to have the mouse cursor right on the planet. It's very sensitive. And if you miss, you know, just zoom out and come back. Anyway, we want New Babbage. Let's see if we can get it in one. No, you see, oh no, it did take it. Sometimes it won't take it, but if you go for Port Tressler, which appears to be in geosynchronous orbit above New Babbage, it will work. So let's close our navigational map and align to our destination. Spool up our drive. Out of range? I disbelieve. Okay, I'm not sure what that's about, so we're going to cool the drive down again. Let's set course for Port Tressler. There we go. We need an outer marker. So like I said, sometimes it's finicky. So you just look for the workarounds, like comm arrays or ports in orbit. Then we align to outer marker 1, or orbital marker maybe. Spool up, engage.
Quantum travel complete.
Okay, and line up. Now, we actually need to go back into our navigational map and clear our route. What we want to do, oops, let's bring Microtech over here. Select the planet and select New Babbage, set route, just to be on the safe side. And then spool up our drive so you can see the day-night cycle advancing on the world there as it rotates very slowly.
Quantum travel engaged.
And we head to the city of New Babbage. Now, if I remember my lore right, Microtech is a somewhat damaged terraforming operation. So it's not exactly a garden planet unless you really dug Hoth. So let's line up on our destination there. And let's take an external look to see. There you can see the city beneath us. And this is, I really enjoy this part. We're going to speed up a little bit here, velocity-wise. We've just entered an armistice zone, so if I understand the icons in the upper right correctly, the one that looks like a satellite tells us that if we commit a crime, we are being observed. And the one that looks like a bullet with a line through it, a no-ghost bullet thing, that tells us we can't fire our guns, and theoretically people can't fire their guns at us, although I'm not sure what happens if they're just, say, a meter outside the exclusion zone and fire at us. I wouldn't bet that the bullets wouldn't work. Okay, so let's take another look. And I love this music. I just love the music. Okay, so I say this as both a gamer and someone who worked in theater and opera for 2 decades. I love the music. Not that that makes my opinion any better than anyone else's. It's just that of everything I've heard, I really dig this stuff. Okay. I'm going to turn our forward lights on to help because it is after dark. Let's take a look outside. I'm going to slow down a bit more because there are antennas and buildings popping up all over the place. So we need to be pretty careful. Okay, I think I see the structure. Switching to manual from cruise control. Slowing down. Dropping our gear.
Landing gear down.
Okay, and you can see the weather. The snow, the blowing snow, the wind. Okay. Going external view. Yeah, we are a bit less nimble, I think, than we were. Although that, I suppose that could be the wind, too. Okay, let's try and hope that I can see. There it is. Okay, I'm usually too far back. So occasionally I also overcompensate by going too far forward. Let's see which I do this time. There we go. Set her down gently. K to open the back door. Y to exit our seat. F4 to go back to our first person view. Hope the pilot seat doesn't grab us again. And go around the cargo. Hey, our last box. Okay. Gravity here is a bit more harsh, so as opposed to voila, not so much bouncing. Click on drop off at another terminal powered by Kovalex and place. It'll close up. The green circle will spin. We should get a green thumbs up, and we did. Package delivered. Now, we're slower now, I think because we're walking into the wind, but I am not sure, but we are definitely slower. We have been awarded a 6,320 Alpha UEC, United Earth, or I believe United Empire maybe credits. Okay. Door is closed. Before we go back to our pilot seat, we want to look at what the next closest drop-off is. So, 8.7 kilometers. $16.1, I could have seen that one. Can't see that one. Okay, 14.5. So the bottom is still the winner at the moment. $27 meters. That's why you check before you leave. Okay, and drop off. And place. Wait for our thumbs up. Okay. One time I've had it not give the thumbs up. It was the right package in the right place. It just would not accept it. Didn't know what to do, so I left it on the floor next to it. And we are awarded 8,200 AUEC. Okay, let's close our door this time. And we've got one left to check at the very top. That is 12 kilometers away, so of our remaining packages, the bottom wins at 0.7. There we go. And lift off. So the mouse wheel works as a limiter. If you look at the HUD on the bottom left of where the gun sight would be, there's a line that goes up and down. That's our speed. The flat line at the top of it is the limiter controlled by the mouse wheel. So although I can only push a key down to go or not go, I can use the mouse wheel to limit, to increase or decrease our speed. The red line next to it is afterburner. So let's see if we can see it. A little bit. Okay, anyway, we're getting a little close to our destination, and it is way too easy to fly into things. I didn't put the gear up because we're traveling such a short distance. And honestly, it's an easy thing to forget. If you're going for a longer distance, it's a little easier. You know, like if you're over 10 kilometers, I'd say put the gear up. It does make you more aerodynamic, so it's really kind of up to you and how secure you feel with your memory. Mine's a little shady, so there we go. Let's switch to our external view and swing in for a landing. Listening to the wind rushing by. Mist from our ship and snow. Okay. Gently, gently adjust. Gently, gently touch down. There we go. Okay. K to open the door. And once more for good luck. There it goes. Y to exit our seat. F4 to return to first person view. Hope the pilot seat doesn't grab us back down. And... oh, wait, we don't want to go that way. Somebody bought a whole bunch of cargo. Okay. Grab our shipment. And drop off. And place. Thumbs up. We go. Nice effect on the engine there. The heat distortion in the cold weather. Okay. I don't believe any of them were so close to each other that we have to worry about going back into this structure. So we can close the door. And I don't remember what was where from there. 7.8. 9.7. And just off screen. Nope, right behind us. 5.9 is our winner. Okay. Door has funny. No, please, door. Please, door, may I have another? There we go. Okay. And back. Nope. Back into our pilot seat. It needs to glow orange. Okay, we have control. Let's go ahead and lift off. Got to be careful because that is right there. Okay, and the structure is right there. It's a tight little spot for this boat, which is very much more ungainly than it would normally be. So cargo makes a difference. Okay, I haven't actually been counting boxes or paying attention. I always wait until I've dropped off all my boxes to look at how much money I have at the end of it. Like counting my eggs once they're, you know, already hatched. Take a quick external look. We passed someone else. You saw a green triangle over to our right a little while ago, just a few seconds ago. That, I believe, was another player. Okay, we're gonna slow on down. Not too much. I'm going a little faster than I would normally go because I don't want to drag you guys any longer than we have to. I enjoy it. I don't know how much anybody else does, but I really enjoy it, so I guess maybe I go slower because I enjoy it and I want to take my time. Okay, let's set on in. Come on, nice and gentle. Nice and gentle. Little bit of adjustment. Just a little bit more. And there's the structure coming into view. Okay, K to open the back door, and someone outside firing fireworks. Y to exit our seat. F4 to go into first-person view. And we escape the pilot seat. Huzzah! I don't know if the back door opened or not. I suspect it did not. But we have that technology. Okay. Grab this. And place. There we go. Back into our ship. Back into our door, closing out the cold. 6,320 AUEC and a check. From here, this one is 10.7 versus 15.1, 10.7 wins, but it looks like at least it's in the same direction. So there we go. Track Colex. And back to the cabin around our cargo. It's just like you can feel the ship. You could touch the metal. Smell the interior. Okay. In we go. And then up we go. There's the ship I was mentioning earlier that I think is another player, that green. Thank you. I will try to be careful. Okay, so this one's a little farther, so we'll bring up the landing gear, be a little bit more aerodynamic. You might notice our speed is increasing. You might not. I haven't been paying attention, so I don't know. I did do it earlier and I noticed that we did go a bit faster. Well, let's drop the gear again. We're going 162. Drop the gear.
Landing gear down.
No difference. Well, it was a different ship, so I think. Boy, I can't remember. I'm sorry.
Landing gear up.
This hasn't been the most stellar week for my memory anyway, so anyway, let's take a look outside. That is a big old bunch of rock. with some buildings in front of it. Let's hope we go to the buildings before the rock. Okay, let's slow her down. 1,700 meters off to our right. Let's see if we can get a look. There's an antenna I want to raise up just a bit. I'm sure we'll clear that building, but I just like to be on the safe side. Okay, 500 meters. We're going to slow it down. Drop the gear again. Oh, this is another tight one. Okay. We've got that raised area in the front. We've got the structure in back. And our gentle little bird about to settle down. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Just like that. A little bit forward. There we go. K to open the door, Y to exit our seat, F4 to switch back to first-person view. Head around our cargo. Pick up our Kovalex box. Once more, this time with feeling. Okay. Of the reflection in the water, or ice, not sure which. Although we can take a look, and the bottom left is temperature, so you can see what it is outside. Which, when we were talking about armor in the very beginning, I said the armor matters. Because on this world it can kill you to have too light armor and be out for too long. Or potentially even heavier armor for too long. Okay, there we go. So, let's see what we get. Let's see what it drops us down to. There's my estimated survival, 21 minutes, and dropping. Negative 98 Celsius. 21 minutes, roughly, of survival time. Okay. And you can go out in this world. There are other places than just box delivering. There are a bunch of other things to do in the game. I just really like driving the boxes around. I know, it sounds really simple, but I find it relaxing. And like I said, this week I wasn't doing so hot, so it was a nice way to relax for me when I could. Okay, final shipment. 7.2 kilometers away. And we have a seat. And remember, we've got that structure right in front of us. So we're just going to drift a little bit over here to the left. Turn about. And overshoot. Oh, there's another player out there too, I think. Okay. And we go. About 4 degrees up bubble. Let's take a look. External view. Not going to put up the gear this time. I just want to keep an eye out for structures that pop up out of nowhere. They don't actually seem to pop up graphically, it's just I don't necessarily see them as clearly as I'd like to. Okay, I think I see our destination here. Let's slow her down. Switching to external view. I think we are lighting up our destination, the Omega Pro structure here. Okay, let's bring it down, drifting left. Easy, 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 baby. There we go. There we go. Back, back, back. And down. Easy. A little bit forward. Nice and gentle. And we're drifting. I think it's the wind. That is so cool. All right. Touchdown. K to open the back door. Oh, no, I think I locked them. I hit L instead. Okay. K to open the back door. Y to exit our seat. F4 to return to first-person view. And there's our shipment, our last box to deliver. Oh, that wind. Okay. And then drop off. And place. Okay, we are good to go. Contract complete. Closing up our door. 8200 AUEC. Alrighty. No caper is complete until you make your escape, so
Launch sequence complete.
lifting off. Cruise. And up attitude. Let's put a little effort into it. We've got to go to, I think, 10 or 12,000 here, but I'm not sure. Yeah. So that's Star Citizen. You know what I might do is we'll exit and fly back to Arccorp, and then maybe we'll head back to Arccorp Plaza real quick and try and sell our diamonds and, what was it, tungsten? Just to show you how that works, but I will probably do a cut when we go into Quantum. So let's break atmosphere here. And once we get into Quantum, we will meet again on Arccorp. You know what? Maybe I'll cut it back in when we go for a landing in the city, because that's kind of cool too. I mean, you know, if I survive it. Okay, so let's see. If we go into F2 here, we want to clear our route just to be on the safe side. Back out of Microtech system. And then come here to Arccorp. Nope. I think we need to rotate the map a bit. There we go. We can zoom in. There's Walla and Lyria. No, nope, more still. There we go. So we want to go to Area 18. But let's right now select... no, that didn't work. There we go. So we've got our outer marker 1, or orbital marker 1. And then we can head to Arccorp. And we're at 18,000 now, so we've got this. And we've got the fuel, which is really nice. And engage.
Quantum travel complete.
One of the other ships I have is the Drake Herald, which is very fast, but it took like 3 fuel stops, or at least 2, to get out here and do this. So I'm kind of grateful they gave us this. Okay, and the little C8X, which is just the coolest little inexpensive ship ever. Alright, anyway. Off to Arccorp, so I'll see you when we get there.
Quantum travel engaged.
Okay, we are under 1 million kilometers to Arccorp. Which means we're real close. So on Microtech in New Babbage, we were just landing on the building pads. This time we are going to head for Area 18, which is a city with a spaceport. So let's scroll out here. And whoops. Wow, we got all the way over there, did we? Okay. It is very touchy, but still very cool. Okay. Where is Area 18 hiding? There it is. I just went the wrong way around. Well, we're already almost there. So, there is Area 18. Set route to Area 18. Close our map. Align to target. Spool up our drive. And go.
Quantum travel engaged.
Take the external view. Just for fun. So as I understand it, Arccorp is a planet made of a city. And there you can see the sun coming up on Arccorp. Okay.
Quantum travel.
Now, oh, we are right above the spaceport. That is very convenient. Okay. So we come over here to our menu. We're going to change that to comms and call in to Area 18 landing services.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
And you may think to yourself, what does that mean? And what it means is hopefully as we get closer we will see a small circular icon with a wrench in it, and that will be our landing pad or hangar. And there we see another player, the green triangle with the arrow which is indicating his direction or her direction. And right next to them is our landing pad. So we will slow down a bit. Drift right a little bit. You can see there's a freeway that runs through the spaceport. Vehicles moving down there. Not player vehicles, those are just pretty much decoration, but they're cool. Alright, gear down.
Landing gear down.
Okay, do we want to be really brave and try this in the cockpit view? Let's switch to manual from cruise. We can give it a whirl. Why not? Okay, try to avoid the restricted areas and slow ourselves down. Okay, I can only pull in head first from first person. Actually, even in third person from the external view, going in backwards is tricky, at least for me. Okay, let's slow her down some more, bring her down,
Caution. Front collision.
Thank you. Adjust attitude, okay.
Collision.
Nice and gentle, lights off, slowing down. Okay, I think we're in our box. Let's move forward just a bit. I'm notorious for not being quite enough forward when I land. In here anyway. And we're going to touch down very gently.
Landing successful.
There we go. So, before we leave, thank you so much Area 18 Landing Services. Press F1 to bring up our Mobi-Glass. Come here to Vehicle Maintenance, second from the last on the right-hand side of these series of buttons. A little wrench pointing down. This is not ideal. Ideally, we should be able to repair and restock, but we can't. So, the problem is, this means that we might have more problems with our cargo as well, because the ship might not be really considered to have been landed. So what we're going to try is taking off once more.
You are clear to launch.
And this we are not going to do from first person, because we're going to be backing out. We're just going to have to wait for the doors to finish clunking. And then we're going to request landing again and see if we can't I don't know, maybe I should turn around. Or maybe I'm not quite right on the pad. I don't know why exactly it's not registering us. But like I said, the game is in alpha state. I mean, it's pretty amazing for what it is in alpha state. Okay, so this is us. Oh boy. Oh boy. Up. And we're gonna try and back out. Okay. So now we're going to go back into our first-person perspective and come back to Area 18 landing services and hope my nose is completely out of that door.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
I would love to. Where is our assigned landing bay? Oh, guess what? It's right in front of us. Well, we backed out. You know what? Let's see about backing in, shall we? This should be infinitely harder, since we have no markers. Maybe we can turn around inside. We would start pointing out. I don't know that that's what its issue is, but it's sort of my way to try and eliminate a variable. I don't know that we could rotate in there without banging around some. Oh, you know what? I'm less convinced I could actually back in, so let's go in and see if we can't very gently and very carefully come about in this extremely tight space and back on in. Just ourselves here. Don't get too high. Don't get too high. Keep coming back, sweetie. Come on. A little bit more. A little bit more. Switching into first-person view. And so we can hear him do the call-outs for landing.
Landing successful.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Okay, you know what? This time, let's wait for them to close the doors before we go after our repairs and refueling. And if that doesn't work, we're just going to have to dash for trading services. Okay, so let's get on in here. And we are still out of luck. Okay, U turns off all systems. Y to exit our seat. And we go as fast as we can, because the ship is probably going to have to be claimed. Oh, can't go that way, I forgot. Something sticks out along the wall we just can't get past. Pop the door. And come on, sweetie. I don't want to fight all day over this. Let's just close the door and be done. Okay, well, door's not going to close then. We need to run. So, calling elevator. And heading to Riker Memorial Spaceport. And we're going to make another change once we get to the lobby, or the waiting area. Running in armor is harder. The heavier the armor, the harder it is. So, we are going to kick off our undersuit.
Hello, and welcome to Riker Memorial Spaceport.
And we're going to run like we mean it.
Area 18 metropolitan area.
I'm going to take a quick stop at the terminals to see if we can store the ship. The odds are it's going to say no. No, see, it's a claim. And I'm afraid if we claim it, we're going to lose the cargo. It might eventually understand that it could store, but I'm not positive. So let's try and get rid of the cargo while we can. So we're running for the tram, and then we're running for the trading depot. Oh, tram, you betray me. No problem, 45 seconds. Heavy sigh. Like I said, it's alpha. We're going to lose all the money anyway, but there is a level of excitement in trying to get it to work the way you want. That tram over there that's just pulling up now came from where we're heading, and it will leave to go to the convention center. The Bevic Convention Center. We have 15 seconds until our tram arrives.
Tram now approaching.
Excellent. There we go.
Tram now leaving the station. Stand clear of the doors. Tram now leaving the station. Stand clear of the doors.
You can see the traffic that we saw as we came in for landing. As someone who spent 20 years in theater, you know, I can appreciate good set dressing and props and things that make the world just that much more believable. Like I said, Star Citizen is a sim, an experience about immersion. And I have a video on immersion if you'd like to talk about that. Maybe I'll link it here. Look in the upper right-hand corner for a small letter I with a white circle around it. Anyway, I think it does its job very well. Will it do more? Yeah. Can it do more? Yeah. And they've got big plans for it. And it's taken a very long time to get where it is. I'm sure it will take even longer to get where it wants to be. But the price of new, the price of more, the price of the bleeding edge, the price of pushing the envelope is always time and, well, money. So I'm okay with that. But I know what I'm getting into. I think everyone else should as well, but sometimes it doesn't feel like it. All right. We run. Much, much more smoothly, I might add, in our street clothes than our medium armor. Light armor, again, you would move faster than medium, heavium a little bit slower, and your heart rate would go up higher. Okay, into the trading room. Trade and development division, sure. And we're gonna hop the fence. There we go. And come over to this trading terminal and select a location. This time we want to sell, so we select sell, select the location, MISC Freelancer. And so tungsten, let's sell our tungsten. We bought it for what, about 10,029 credits, so we'll make a little bit. Sell the tungsten, not a whole lot, but you know, if we had a bigger ship or had more of it, it would be more. As long as we earn more than we paid, I guess, you know, we're coming away in a positive. Got it? Yep, I got it, if you let me have it. And then our diamonds. And again, I don't remember what we paid for the diamonds, but it was not above 11,000. So we sell all of our diamonds. Huzzah! And that way, if the ship is, the landing there is bugged and it gets, we have to claim it on insurance instead of being able to store it, we didn't lose all that cargo. But this is Star Citizen. This is where I've been kind of relaxing and recuperating this past week. I hope you enjoy my my ride along here. I hope you've had as much fun as I have, because I gotta tell you, I love this game. I know it seems if I just say, well, I play this game and I like delivering boxes, it sounds boring, I know. But for me, the challenge is in the flying, the challenge is in getting around all those buildings and their antennas. There's one other thing I want to show you before we go. Let's run over here. I love that we can run too, right now. We just move so much more fluidly. Boy, I can't remember which way. I think maybe this way. So we're close to where I want to be, but we're not quite there. Yeah, I love this. I mean, Wing Commander, the Chris Roberts game where he started with Origin, basically the second series for Origin other than Ultima, was all about immersion, being in this world, in this game. You know, you didn't click on menus, you used items in the world. Like you would use your locker in the locker room on the flight deck, you know, or in the pilot's quarters to save your game. And I feel that same level of immersion in this, and I can't help but just be in awe of the technology and the beauty of it. Alright, so this is Dumper's Depot. I showed you while we were flying that we could switch out components on our ships. This is where you would do it. So you come over here to this terminal, the Dumper's Depot touchscreen to start. And we probably can't do anything with our freelancer there, but it's not really mine anyway. I don't know what it's that's weird. Usually it would, I think it asks you to select a ship, but the freelancer, like I said, is kind of in a limbo right now, but we should be able to select either the Herald or the C8X. Anyway, but here is where you would select, you know, you can select from various quantum drives and your systems, coolers, power plants, shield generators, your various weaponry. I don't get very much into the weaponry and statistics in my videos, usually when I talk about Star Citizen, because again, it's in alpha.
We're sorry. You exceeded the allotted time to depart. We will have to return your ship to storage.
Oh, well, maybe they will store our ship. But anyway,
Initiating ship storage procedure.
you
For your
go.
safety, please vacate the area.
I
Thank
have
you
done
for your
that.
cooperation.
So there you see a little, that's a, I think it's an Anvil F7 that's being
Initiating ship storage
worked on.
procedure. For your safety, please vacate the area. Thank you for your cooperation.
And I think these are actually some of the, you know, like the components. So let me walk away before I accidentally buy one. Something that I probably can't really afford. Oh, I don't know how much we made because I can't remember what we had when we started, but we currently have, what is it, 258,130 AUEC. Alrighty, so this has been Checkers with a look at delivering boxes in Star Citizen and a bunch of other features, mainly just a chance to relax and fly spaceships. If you'd like to see more, let me know. If you would be interested in a Star Citizen Bedtime series or something, let me know. And thank you so much for all of your kind words and support all down through the years, and whenever I'm a bit under the weather, it helps. And I cannot thank you enough. I would like to thank you for watching. I hope you found it entertaining and maybe even just a little bit informative. I would like to invite you to think of something that makes you truly grateful, something that brings you joy, just like Star Citizen actually truly brings me joy. And hang on to that warm feeling in your heart. Things can be dark sometimes, but there's always light around the corner, so hang on to that light of gratitude and remember that I am always grateful for the time you allow me to share. Most of all, though, I would like to ask you, to please take care.